This is the Tokyo Bata 23 sneaker channel. Tokyo Bata 23 no sneaker channel desu. I bring you daily content in a really fast format, as fast as I possibly can. Sometimes it's sneaker reviews, sometimes it's sneaker news, but every single day, Monday through Sunday, I'm bringing you daily content. Mainichi absuru no de mainichi mite kudasai. I really appreciate you guys checking in my content and checking out what I have to say. And today's review is all about the upcoming release of the Nike Air Max 720s. As I said in the introduction, today it's all about the Nike Air Max 720s, and tomorrow I'll be bringing you another Nike sneaker, which will be the Nike Air Jordan 12 Chinese New Year's. If you're a regular follower of my content, you'll know that my favorite sneaker of all time is the Nike Air Jordan 4, closely followed by the 12. So I'm really looking forward to bringing that review to you tomorrow. Make sure you hit the notification bells down below and make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on the Air Jordan 12 Chinese New Year review tomorrow. Mainichi review をしますので、毎日コンテンツを見てほしいので、登録をクリックしたり、お知らせベルをクリックしたり、毎日見てください。明日は Air Jordan 12の Chinese New Year をレビューをします。And before we get into today's content about those 720s, I just want to give you a quick update about the giveaway that we did quite a while ago before the holiday season actually. I did a giveaway for getting to 75 subscribers and we're well past that now and we're on our way growing this new channel. And at 75 subscribers, I did a giveaway and Mark in the Philippines was the lucky one who got his hands on those sneakers, but whoa, it was a heck of a job trying to get them to him. Up here I'm going to put a picture which is a screenshot from my phone which shows you the delivery of those sneakers in the Philippines, and you can see that the Philippine Postal Service tried again to get those sneakers delivered, and eventually as they were on their way back out of the country and back to Tokyo Bata 23, finally somehow Mark worked it out and got those sneakers in hand. So well done to you, Mark, and anyone who's watching out there. I want you guys to know that when I do a sneaker giveaway, it's an authentic thing and sneakers do end up in the hands of viewers like you out there. So make sure you hit that notification bell and make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out the next sneaker giveaway. Okay, let's talk about these 720s that are releasing from Nike. Now you have to go back a long way. There were the original Air Maxes that dropped, but for Tokyo Bata 23, I got on the Air Max train when it was the Air Max 180s, which dropped round about, I would say, 1991 or 92, somewhere in about there, when I was about 14 years old. Currently I'm 42 if you're wondering, and that was when I was in high school and I was in my mid-teens, and finally I'd sort of gotten what sneakers meant, and being from UK and from Europe, Air Maxes were much more popular than Jordans, and the Air Max 180 was the first sneaker that I really wanted and wanted to get my hands on. It was the first sneaker that I saw at school where I thought, wow, those things are absolutely banging. I'd love to get my hands on a pair of those. So that's where for me the story began, and it's important to know because we're looking at the 720s and we start the story at the 180s, even though there were Air Maxes before that, and they were called the 180s because the idea was that from the right side to the left side you had this continuous air unit, so 180 degrees one side of the sneaker to the other side of the sneaker you had that continuous air unit, and that started a trend that finishes, I think it finishes anyway, with the 720s today, and I'll walk you through that trend. So you had the 180s dropping in the early 90s, then after that you had what was my first real big sneaker buy, which was what I call the 270s, the 93s, and they're called the 270s because you have the air unit on the right, the left and the back, so it's 270 degrees going all the way around the back. Now there are 270s that drop right now which are slightly different. In fact, they're very different from the ones that I had back in the day, and I do prefer my version than those sort of bouncy ones that are out there right now. But anyway, that was the next step on the Air Max journey, was the 270s, which I loved very much. Then that was 93. Then in 95 they came out with the first, they didn't call them 360s, but the first thing that looked like 360s, because what they did was they had that air unit for the whole length of the midsole from the toe to the heel, and they kept that toe to heel air unit system for the 95s, which they had a sort of, I don't know, they had windows, if you like, throughout that midsole. But then in 97, they connected those windows together and you got that continuous look, and they continued that look on into 98. Then when the technology allowed for the midsole to be made totally of plastic, because if you're looking at those 95, 97, 98, you can see that they are sort of surrounded by rubber or midsole material as much as they are that air bubble unit. But if you actually have a look at these guys right here, you can see that the air bubble unit and the midsole itself is very plastic and rubbery and see-through. And these here were the first 360s. So we've gone from the 180s, the 270s, and now we're at that 360 degrees all the way around the midsole of the sneaker. And you'd think, okay, they're done. They can't do anything more than that. And they kind of didn't for a very long time, all the way up to these versions up here where you can see that you're still in 2015 and 2016, you've got that sort of air bubble unit that goes all the way around 360 degrees. And I guess that Nike were at a loss and they were thinking, how can we advance this? And the way they advanced it was with the recent releases of the Vapor Maxes. And what you can see there is that they took that 360 degree sole, midsole, and they made the outsole clear plastic on the bottom, but it's still an outsole because it doesn't have anything to do with the air unit. They're different materials and they don't have anything to do with each other. The outsole is for duration and durability, whereas the midsole is for comfort. And that's the interesting thing about the 720s. The only place they could go next after those 360 Vapor Maxes was to the 720, and you can see here, having a look at these 720s, that that midsole unit and that outsole are one. They're not two separate units, they're now one unit. So you've got the 360 degree air bubble unit that goes all the way around the sneaker on a sort of horizontal plane. And then you've got another, if you like, plane that runs on a vertical, and you've got the air bubble unit sort of going that way. So I'll try and do this together. Ooh, am I doing it? No, I'm not really doing it. You try it at home. This is kind of fun, actually. It's like trying to pat your head and rub your stomach at the same time. I'm doing an all right job here. So that's where your 720 comes from. Your 360 degrees horizontal, your 360 degrees vertical, and you put those two together to get your Nike Air Max 720s. I don't know if they can go anywhere after this unless the entire sneaker is going to be made of an air unit with no upper, but we'll see what they come up with next. So for now, the 720s are dropping in two colorways. You've got the Northern Lights and the Aurora Borealis. That means the same thing. The Aurora Borealis and the Northern Lights, as far as I'm concerned, are the same thing. Now, the reading I got on this was that the darker one of the two is a nighttime phenomenon and the lighter one of the two is a daytime phenomenon, but I'm not getting into the details of it. One of them up here, the dark one or the light one, I don't know which, Northern Lights and Aurora Borealis are the two sneaker colorways. What is important about that is it's a nature theme, and the future iterations of this sneaker are also going to be nature themed with things like sunset or wave crashing on a beach or dandelion in the wind or something like that. And I've had a look at some of the colorways that are coming out, and here's the crux of it all, the 720 sole and that colorway. I don't like these sneakers. If I was in Scotland, and you can learn this word if you're not Scottish, this is a Scottish word purely for you guys. Anyone out there, Japanese, overseas American, who doesn't know Scottish and wants to learn some Scottish language, the Scottish word for something that's ugly or that doesn't really catch your eye is hingin'. Hing-ing, but you drop the last E, so hingin'. These sneakers, I think they're hingin'. I really do, and there's no better word than the Scottish word hingin'. These guys are hingin'. I don't like the colorway, I don't like the design. I think they're an awful looking sneaker, but that's just me. And as you guys know, if you watch my content regularly, I love diversity and I love it when people have a difference of opinion. So if you like them, let me know in the comments down below. I love it when people talk about their differences of opinions with me. I think they're hingin', you might think they're banging. Let me know. But looking at the sneaker itself, we should actually have a look at the materials, and you can see that the upper is made of what's called a textured mesh upper, and it is a nice looking material. I just don't really like what they've done with it, with this weird sort of triangle inlays that they've got throughout the sneaker on the upper. One design feature that I do really appreciate it, and I'm going to first show it to you in the insole up here so you can look at it, and maybe you know what it is, but it took me a while to work it out. But it's also repeated on the outsole, in the center panel of the outsole. Again, I'll show you up here and you can try and work out if you know what it says, you know, it took me a while to work it out, but finally I read it and I was like, oh, that's Air Max. That says Air Max. It's hard to see what it says, but it is AIRMAX. If you have a good look, Air Max is what that says. And I actually like that font and like that sort of design logo. It's one of the few things on this sneaker that I actually do like. Now, for all I know, these guys might fly off the shelf. They might be popular. Everyone in the world might like them except me, and I might be the only one, but that's fine. I don't mind. There's plenty of sneakers out there in the world to choose from, and if you don't like these as I don't, I'll just buy a different pair of sneakers. But it's nice to have a difference of opinion and to let people know what you think and to share a discussion about it. So if you like these guys, let me know and I'll talk to you about it. If you don't like these guys, let me know and I'll share a laugh with you about how hanging they are. But at least tell me in the comments down below what you think. So that's the end of my review today, and don't forget that tomorrow I'm bringing that Air Jordan 12, a sneaker that I absolutely love, a phenomenal looking sneaker. I'm bringing you that review tomorrow, the Air Jordan 12 Chinese New Year, which is, it's a cracking Air Jordan 12, and it's got a very special feature in its upper that is almost unique. It's been on a couple of sneakers before, but this is one of the first times I've really seen it in this way, a unique upper on that sneaker. So make sure you hit the notification bell down below. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on tomorrow's Air Jordan 12 review. It's sure to be a cracker. For now, I have to check out and say thank you for checking in. Thank you for being there and watching my content. I really appreciate it, and I will see you for another review tomorrow. Thank you for checking in today, guys. I really appreciate your being here and viewing my content. Over here we have the channel subscribe button. Channel登録ぜひお願いします. Over here we have the video I recommend you watch next. こちらはおすすめです. And up here we have a link to the channel introduction video. こちらはチャンネルのプロフィールのvideoです. Check them out. Clicking on them really helps the channel.